What's up, everybody, and welcome to the latest edition of the Falcons in Focus podcast presented by Ticketmaster. I'm Scott Bear. That's Tori McElhaney. You all know the man in the middle right here. Bud Dupree, Falcons edge rusher, Atlanta's own, representing Middle Georgia from way back when.
Yep.
And that's
not too far back.
Well, okay.
This isn't Calais far back, but not too far.
But representing Middle Georgia, and that's where I want to start. Specifically on March 25th, 2017, when they took a street sign that had been up for a while, threw it on the ground, and then put up a brand new one that, no joke, in Toomsboro, right, says Bud Dupree Drive. And they had a Bud Dupree Day, and they got
every year.
And it comes back every year, and there's thousands of people that show up to this thing.
Wow.
On Bud Dupree Drive. If you go and you look up real estate in the town, you can see houses being sold and it says on Bud Dupree Drive.
I need to know the full story. How did this come to be?
So
I mean, it's pretty awesome.
I mean,
it's crazy, man. You know, just being a pillar for my community, basically. Like, born in Macon, Georgia. You know, grew up in, like you said, I grew up in Toomsboro, Georgia. Back and forth, my mom lived in Macon. So man, just being someone that everyone looks up to from when I was a kid. I remember running through the neighborhood, that small town when I was a kid, back and forth, playing football throughout the streets, basketball with all the older guys. Just the feeling the love in the community, cookouts every day. Every day was a cookout at somebody's house. And being able to, be the person that made it from the middle of nowhere. And for everybody just to be super excited about it, man. It means a lot for them to put all their eggs in the basket with me, and just take pride and say he from here. We had something to do with him, his upbringing. We had something to do with him, how he is as a man. They took it upon themselves to honor me with the street sign and turned the road that I marched on when I was a kid. With diapers, with dirty shoes, snotty nose, nappy heads. Changing that name to Bud Dupree Drive, man, it made the whole community. They take pride in it. So. It's very exciting. Every year, like you said, every year we have thousands of people come out for the Bud Dupree Day. Not only from Toomsboro and Macon, but other places too. Now other people are starting to come down. People from Atlanta come down too. It gets bigger and bigger every year. The first year started off probably with just my community and a couple of people from other people's community. Probably like 500-600 people started off with that many. The second year it came out probably like 1,000. The third year, probably 1,500. And this past year, it probably like, I want to say 2,000 people. Before the rain came. So it was only gonna get bigger and bigger. And it's to the point now where we gotta have everything blocked off.
I was about to say, you gotta have like the whole street, the whole drive blocked off.
Everything blocked off. Kids just run free. It's one of them days where you can just don't worry about your child, just let them go.
Hey.
And it's always fun, man. And people come down, they want to take pictures, and autographs. I do a cook-off competition, and that's my way of giving a little bit of money back to the community. I let them win. The winner takes. You put $20 in. The winner takes on $500. It's two different competitions: a brisket and the ribs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you judging these? Are you a judge for this competition?
I don't eat pork.
Okay.
But I have 5 judges, and I pick 5 judges who, in the community who kind of healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
this is their bread and butter.
That's the bread and butter.
Yeah.
And I let them pick it, man, and it's good, man. People get mad. They get mad. They come back.
Everybody thinks that their ribs or their brisket is the best, right?
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
So that's what it is, man. So when I got a chance to be on the Falcons, it was a no-brainer being able to come home. And like I said, people come to the game, travel to the game. It's amazing for me right now.
I have to ask one more question about this. When you get a call or someone that's part of your team is contacted, and they say, yeah, we want to name a street after him. Not like we want to have a day or like he's going to ride in a fancy car in a 4th of July parade or something like that. No, we're going to name a street after you. That street's going to be up there forever.
No, for sure.
What's your reaction to that?
Man, it was amazing. Like, it's crazy because it was a trickle effect. First, where I went to school at in Irvington, they gave me the key to the city. That's what school I went to. They gave me the key to the city. That was the first year I got drafted. Followed up by, I was doing a lot of charity events down there, also in Macon. So secondly, they named Bud Dupree Drive after me. Boom. Then they came back and Macon gave Bud Dupree appreciation. So I got a plaque for Bud Dupree Macon from the community, from the rec center. Bud Dupree Drive, where I grew up at, and the key to the city, where I went to school at. So just every area that I impact as an individual has shown love tremendously, and just I want to continue to do it as long as I can, much as I can.
And your number is retired
at both.
At both, huh? Wow.
Also, is it true that the speed limit on Bud Dupree Drive is 48 miles per hour?
I don't think it is for real. They just put the sign up there.
Okay.
Okay, because I was going to say, because that would be, if they have the law at exactly 48.
Yeah, I don't think it's the law. They just put the sign like that. So
I would just love it, like some cop pulls you over. I'm sorry, you were going 49 miles per hour, which is 1 mile per hour over the Bud Dupree Drive speed limit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, it's just funny, man. So I do something too, like every elderly person on that who lives on that road on my street, like I every once a year I pay the water bill. Give them groceries.
Get out of town, really?
Yeah, pay the water bill, get them groceries. Send it out to. I got one guy down there who still, he's a pillar in the community, Hakeem, and I just make sure I communicate with him and see who need help. Kids need help on Christmas. Like it'll be Christmas time right now. A lot of people hit me and be like, they can't afford to get their kids what they want for Christmas. So I tap in and make sure, because I remember when I was young, man, my mom used to work every day, all day, to provide for me, not only for me but everyone else in her family. Being a pillar for the community. She was the first pillar for our community, and I just follow suit. You know what I'm saying? And my godmom, who I grew up with too, as well. I just seen them day in and day out. Everyone who had a part, in raising me. It takes a village, and I was one of them village kids. So,
I love that.
It's smooth.
It's funny too because you bring up your mom, and I'm so glad you did and you talk about her being kind of the first pillar of this community. And I think what people need to know is that she had a beauty shop, right?
Yep.
And she did hair, and that was kind of the place. That was the hub where everybody went. What memories do you have of growing up and going to see your mom at the beauty shop?
Yeah. So it's funny though, cause I remember just being the only little kid at the beauty shop with my mom and them, and having all her friends, and they watching me, feeding me while she doing hair, the line tremendously out the door. She's probably was enough ever. So before my godmom used to come get me and take me to her house so I can go to sleep and go to school the next day. Like I remember just putting cups on my shoulders and then my thighs and thinking I had shoulder pads, just watching TV, running into the wall. Like everybody they used to be laughing like, Sophie, your son over there running into the wall. What he got going on? In my mind, I'm like, man, I'm just playing football. And then that was when I was young. And I got like 5, 6 years, it's probably like 6 years old, and I started being, and she started like letting me just go outside. So then I was able to go out in the neighborhood, play with the kids. Now we really playing football outside.
Yeah.
So it was fun, man, to be to hear people tell me all the things that I did, and kind of remembered a little bit back in the days when she was at the shop, and kind of like unfold, and people like, well, I really knew you was gonna go play football because all you did was run into the wall like a little kid, where you were like a little dummy. I don't know what you were doing. Like they thought something was wrong with me. They didn't know they thought I was just running into the wall, but I was playing football. So it was fun, man. Growing up with her, seeing her, day in, day out, not Monday through Sunday. I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Every day. So seeing that, being able to go, understanding that, that she's working hard. So I'm like, dang, my mama working that hard. I gotta work hard too. So it just makes you, feel that. And I took it upon myself, man. I just wanted to get in a better situation. So it's fun.
Yeah, and kind of follow that example that she set for you. Everybody kind of gravitated towards her,
yep. And
now people are gravitating towards you.
Me.
And it's kind of like looking up your background. I had to check my notes, be like, wait, his real name isn't Bud?
Yeah, Alvin.
Yeah, I had no idea that Bud was not your actual legal name. That shocked me, and I'm not joking. I did not know that until today.
Yeah, nobody know my real name, Alvin.
And
I'm a junior.
Right.
I was gonna say your dad's name is Alvin too, but so give us the origin story of
where did
Bud.
where'd they come from?
So I'm Alvin Lee Dupree Jr. My dad and I obviously Alvin. He's from Twiggs County. It's a neighbor county from between Macon and between Wilkinson. So when I was born, my godmom, which is my mom's godmom too, so she took upon that's my other godmom. My mom godmom and also my godmom as well. But I lived with my other godmom.
Okay.
So they had a situation where she had a dream and people were calling me Bud, and the whole community. She just said that she woke up one day and had a dream that everybody was gonna call me Bud, and I was gonna be, this little football player. So even to this day, she'll tell you the story. If I bring her right now, she'll tell you word for word like how the dream was. And and in the country, they stick with it.
Yeah, right.
So like, if they hear that, they hear some superstition, they gonna stick with it. So ever since I was little, people call me Bud. And if you go, like when I was getting recruited in high school, you come to the school and the college coaches be like, "Yeah, is Alvin here?" They be like, "Who?
Who's that guy?"
You talking about Bud? Like you gotta say Bud. Like nobody don't know who Alvin is. Like you gotta say Bud. And then if people say my name, they're like Alvin, and people are like, "Well, your name Alvin?" Like even though they know my dad's name is Alvin,
Right.
Yeah.
they still like, "I did not know your name was Alvin." I'm like, "Yeah, but my daddy name Alvin, right?" So they just don't know it. But my dad wasn't around a lot of people who I grew up with, so they wouldn't know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, that's just so, again, mind-boggling to me because I had no idea, and I think it's cool too that your godmother had just like almost this like clairvoyant moment of like he's gonna be a football player and he's gonna go by Bud. That is crazy. That's one of those things that you can't make it up.
No, you can't make it up. You can't let it go. It's wild though. Yeah. Everybody know it too. Like it's amazing that happened that way, man. Bud just a name that just rings.
Yeah,
so
it makes sense.
You
fit it.
Bud.
Yeah. Now, you're talking about being recruited in high school.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about that for a minute because Scott and I found while we were doing our research, we found something that I also didn't know this about you, but you were a big time tight end in high school, and that you go to Kentucky originally to be a tight end, and it took them asking you 3 times to switch to defense before you actually did. Is this correct?
Man, I was about to transfer. I can talk about it now because there ain't no NCAA violation. But man, I called UGA coach. The first time they told me they wanted me to play defense, I said, "Why did I come to Kentucky to play defense? I could have went another school and played defense." Yeah. Which it worked out. I love UK, go Big Blue. But
everything worked out. It's fine. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's like, when Joker Phillips came in and said, I said, "Man, what are you talking about?" So I called the UGA coach, violation. Georgia Tech coach, violation. South Carolina coach, violation. Georgia Southern coach, violation. I was trying to go anywhere that I can go to not play tight end. To not play defense. Cause I want to play tight end. You young, you want to score touchdowns, and in middle Georgia, like the people who dunk the basketball and score touchdowns is what you want to be.
Yeah.
Like you want to be the face of the teams, and that's how I got there. And we were a basketball school growing up, and that was 32-0 state champs.
Mm-hmm.
So dunking was that's what I did, and playing basketball, that's what it was. Being in the line, and then also 2 scoring touchdowns, you got all the hype. So that's what it was. But I did not know playing defense make the money.
There you go.
So they just had to show me a couple of pages in the book to make me sway my mind. Then I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, okay. Like maybe we can make this thing work.
It's like twist my arm, it's fine.
Yeah.
And ultimately it
it worked out.
Pick,
it worked out. Yeah.
That's so funny. If you could go back and tell that kid that was like, "Nah, I'm not playing defense." Like,
I would have said, "Go be all in right now."
Yeah, do it right now.
All in, go be all in. Matter of fact, don't even think about playing tight end in college anyway. Just have fun playing in high school.
But
do you think you could go out and be a tight end?
Just join
right
the
now.
Right now.
and go
Today?
Today.
Yeah,
I'm fast enough to do it, but man, I don't know if I can catch like I used to catch. That's the thing about it. It's not like riding a bike catching the ball. You gotta catch the ball continuously to be good at catching the ball. So.
Yeah, gotta be on that jug machine.
Yeah, you got to.
Gotta be on the jug.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's like the football kind of version of kind of you ascending to this level is obviously very well known, but it's just what I find so interesting is all the other stuff that you're interested in around it.
Yeah,
right?
all your other ventures.
Yeah, and I've also heard that like when you go home, you're not like saying I'm the best football player, carrying a football around like remember me, I'm a football player, because you're involved in so much other stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought the first of the many things that you're involved in has got to be the record label.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's been around for a long time, and you if I read this right, you went out to Interscope Records in March, right?
Yeah.
So it's something that you've been involved in. Yeah. I mean, tell us more about this venture. It seems really cool.
So the record label is very fun to me. I started off 2016 unofficially, 2017 officially.
Mm-hmm.
So learning as much as I can about it. Started the record label for my god brother and for my 2 god brothers, basically. They wanted to be rappers. I had a little money. I thought I could take them to the top right away. But it didn't work out that way. And they were really the pillars to me being able to learn as much as I can and create, build a team around me, basically. So started out trying to do it by myself, not knowing that it really takes a lot to be able to do it. Especially you got to be able to learn as much as you can and be around the correct amount of people in it. And then after that, didn't work out. Then I learned a lot, went through a couple of trials and tribulations on that end. Met a girl named Pap Chanel. She's a female artist. Developed her, signed her, developed her. Got done with her. Was able to learned a lot more from that situation too.
Sure.
Kept climbing. Found an artist named Baby Jungle, T. Roy, and Twin. And those 3 artists that I have now on the label, those are the ones who made my label nationally known what it is today.
Yeah, right.
And signed a deal with Epic Records for Baby Jungle.
That was pretty recently, right?
Pretty recently.
Yeah,
so we did
that's
a deal
great.
with that, major label deal with that. Southside Twin, he did a distribution deal. We United Masters. So I got that accomplished. And then T. Roy right now is the last of the 3 who are trying to work with a major label deal. I got plenty of people who are on my roster with me as well. I got Ray, Snap, Onesie, DePaul, Red, J, mentioned Scrange a lot. There's a lot of different people who help me out on my day-to-day stuff.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so it's just tremendous. It's a tremendous opportunity. Jungle has managers as well who help me out a lot in that space as well too. And just building my relationship with as many people as I can, especially with the big wigs on the industry level. Those are the ones that you really need to have friendships with because they can teach you the most stuff about it that behind the scenes that we really don't be able to see.
Sure, right.
So it's always been fun, man. Music always been a passion to me personally, but I just prefer to be on the business side of it and not be on the rapper side.
Well, this is fascinating to me because I think it's so cool when like you have this idea and then you put time and money and effort behind it and it kind of grows and grows and grows. For you, what did you learn about yourself through the process of creating this record label and kind of going through the ups and downs of the music industry?
Yeah. Man, just not giving up and kind of like listening to yourself. That's basically what it is. And you feel certain things in your gut when you research stuff a lot and you learn stuff as much as you can, especially in the off-season. I'm always a book. I'm a pillar. I'm always trying to learn as much as I can while balancing football, man. Football is always going to be the number one thing in my life. Total football first, or God, football first, family, and then everything else. So being able to balance those 3 things and then come in and be on my entrepreneur level is very, very special to me because I take pride in it.
Right.
And I want to be able to be the best at everything I've stepped myself into. And it's fun, man, to see that. Now it's less work that I have to do. Now I really don't have to do a lot right now
because you have your people, right?
I have my people with me,
Yeah,
and it makes a great difference for me right now. It's a tremendous difference, and man, everything is flourishing right where I need it to be. Especially now that I'm in Atlanta.
I was about to say, being in Atlanta, I feel like it changes things too.
It changes things too, man. And so, especially with us winning, we got to keep this great going, and it all work itself out.
So cool. Now, another venture of yours is the restaurant, Vibez with a Z, in Macon. Tell us a little bit about why you wanted to get into the restaurant business as well, and kind of what the starting point of that was.
So for the restaurant, man, it was basically to provide jobs for the community. That's another way to help the community. My way of giving back, my way of being another pillar for the community as well. Providing jobs as much as I can. 150 jobs.
Just with the restaurant alone?
Yeah, just with the restaurant alone.
Wow.
So
that's impressive.
I have also 2 people who help me with that. Peaches, Bria, Chris, Tally. Also Ray helps with that as well. And then everyone else who is on the forefront, all the workers, servers, security, bartenders, cooks, and everything. They take pride in it, man. It's a great pillar for the community. Everyone loves it. Everyone, has a great time when they go. We, Macon is a violent city, but we don't have any altercations at my stuff. So it's a safe haven for everyone to have a great time as well. And and have the community a place to have fun and just provide a different outlook for the youth down there too.
Yeah.
So, and then we got young guys who work in the back, like dishwashers. So they're in high school. They need jobs. They can come and work.
Yeah.
And man, it's great for them to get structure in their life And we do at-risk kids as well. So kids that have at risk, one kid, turned his life around. He got shot. He came and started working. He got a college degree. He got enough money from Vibez to help out with his schooling. And man, that was a great opportunity for that. So when they told me about that, that really was a great push for the team.
Yeah, I mean, how much I know you kind of don't want to sit here and be like, oh yeah, I was a part of turning somebody's life around, but how much does that mean to you to kind of have played a part in being there for somebody who needed a change? Yeah,
it's a lot of people who work at Vibez who really was on the wrong track, and then we came in as a family-oriented group and made them get back in the right track. That's something that I really take pride in. I don't run from per se the criminal backgrounds and stuff like that. I want to be able to help those people be able to change their life around, especially when they want to change their life.
100%.
And that's what it boiled down to. People want to be able to get in better situations for their family, help them out, and be creating that space. With the people who we have in place at Vibez, they all work hard together and make it possible for them to to get back on the right track, continue to work, and provide for their family. At the end of the day, they have kids and they want to do better. And if that's stopping them from getting in trouble, more power to them, and I feel good about it.
And Vibez is a lot of fun. I've seen the Instagram.
Oh,
we'll have
crazy.
to go. We'll have to go at some point. I need to make a trip
Food
down.
Great.
Food's great. Environment's great. The vibes are
great.
great.
Are great. I just think it's interesting because you hear about people who maybe grew up in a disadvantaged environment, and they talk about getting out, right? And their whole thing is, I'm gonna get out of there, and then Bud keeps going back there to help improve a bit. It's not just hey, I got out of there, I succeeded. It's how can I show other people? And I guess, and maybe this is your mom, maybe it's somebody else, but was there a version of you that you looked up to? Because I read a quote that you said, I always had a game plan, that you were very structured in terms of studies, in terms of how you were going to achieve your goals. There was a game plan. But did you have that kind of version of you out there? Was there somebody like that? Or did you and your mom just kind of have to pave your own lane?
Yeah, we kind of paved our own lane, but I really didn't look up to nobody besides my mama and my daddy.
Sure.
The person I looked up to the most in the city was Scenario Hillman. He was a basketball player, and he was the D1 basketball player from our community. So I looked up to him because he the first person I seen with my own eyes make it out big to be celebrity status where we're from.
Sure.
He didn't go to the NBA, but he made it D1 and overseas, and it opened our eyes to be dang, man, we can get up out of here. So it was just that type of situation to be we ain't got to be stuck in the country our whole life. We can be able to go do stuff like Scenario did. So that's what it was, and I got serious about it. And I also wanted to be man, I want to be different from everybody in the pillar, in the community, not in a negative way saying everyone is a certain way.
Right. But to provide something different.
To provide something different, outlook for kids. Because I was tired of being able to see, man, who we going to look up to, now I'll be the person we look up to. That's what it was. All right, now when we young, we ain't really see nobody who was riding in foreign cars and going in nice houses. So I bring some of the little kids, they can come stay with me now. And they can see just difference. My AAU coach, and I played for Hoop Planet in Atlanta, Coach Dwayne, he was the first person to start bringing me around mansions. So when we used to come to Atlanta, we used to stay in mansions, AAU team, we sleep on the floor, sleep on their sofas. So it was the first time I started seeing huge houses. And I'm man, I want to stay out here.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what drove me to be man, I love the city. And it was fascinating, man. And so that's what it was, man. And his son is Isaiah Collier, the basketball player.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So shout out to them, man. He doing good. His son doing good. Dad's still doing good. So he was the first person to really kind of take me out of the environment. Shout out to Dr. Jeter. He was our basketball coach and our principal. So he hooked us up with it. I always try to provide us opportunities to be able to get out of our environment and to go play basketball other places.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what really took me to start sightseeing and stuff like that.
Do you ever kind of think back to be oh my gosh, the kid that was sleeping in those mansions and now kind of where you are in life and kind of the full circle moment to a certain extent of being here playing for the Falcons? No,
it's fun, man. It's a tremendous role, man, to be able to see it. A lot of guys who are in me too, they'll tell you the basketball player like the Bunzio Studs. He's one of the guys who played basketball with me, who was in the group with me, Vashawn. Us three, we was kind of like the three guys who moved from our age around with Coach, and he helped us out a lot. Big input. I would definitely say that, and I would definitely say he helped us out a lot.
Just kind of like wrapping up before we get to our rapid fire section here. You've obviously were star in Pittsburgh for a long time. You played college football in Kentucky and in Tennessee, but is there something about all this stuff that we're talking about, right? But you're in Georgia every day now, and it's easier for these kids that it's not a special visit home. You're here
every day.
You're playing on Sundays at Mercedes-Benz in their market. They turn on the Fox station and they can see
me on every Sunday.
Does that mean something to you to be back in this, this state?
That's fun though, for real. Like being able with kids to look on the news and they see me every Sunday, because they gonna show it. They really didn't see me in Pittsburgh because they didn't play the games down here.
Right.
Especially Tennessee, they didn't show Tennessee games here. So that's when I went to Tennessee. People like, Tennessee, what? They, it's different for the markets down here, but they know the Falcons. Where everybody grew up a Vic fan. Everybody grew up a Julio fan. Warwick Dunn. Everybody remember them. So we all had different thoughts on every player. Matt Ryan, no matter what they say about Matt Ryan is still a pillar in the Atlanta history. And he's a great guy, especially from my community and my neighborhood. We all looked up to him, and after Vic came and left, he came in, stepped in. So it was great to see, everyone, be a part of it. It's just tremendous and it's fun. It's man, being a Falcon is fun. It's a dream. It's a dream, man. So I want to continue to win, continue to ball as much as I can, and man, just do it for the A.
All right, we
love it.
Okay, now everybody gets the same 5 questions. It's relatively fast. To call it rapid fire is too much, but nonetheless, here we go. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Woo.
What's your favorite play of your career? Youth, high school, college, pros, don't matter.
When I hit Matt Moore.
I didn't know what was gonna come out.
I didn't know,
but I was not prepared for it.
I was ready for that one.
That's
a good one, though.
All right, good. That's a good start. All right. Your favorite player growing up, was it Vic?
Yeah.
Why was Vic so important to not just like you and who you were looking up to, but I think like even the community at large?
He just made everybody think that we could be super athletes on the field. Vic was an adjective. He was an adjective back in the days.
That's such a good way to put it.
That's so good.
So everything we did, man, we played. So in my community, we played a game called Throw 'em Up, Bust 'em Up. All the little kids, we get in the circle. We won football. It's about 10, 12 kids. We throw the ball in the air. Whoever catch the ball, you're going to get hit. So I always want to catch the ball, and I want to be Vic. I catch the ball. I'm juking everybody. Vic, I'm Vic. Still forming. We doing the celebration he did. Man, we just always thought we Vic. We all had the braids. We all tried to get the Vicks when it first came out. Yeah, so we beat our mama doors down trying to get those Vicks. Please give me the Vicks. Please give me the Vicks. And when we got them, we thought we were superstars.
Oh, yeah.
So it was just a pillar for the community, man. It was awesome being able to do that. So it was fun.
So cool.
Is there a movie or a TV show that you're obsessed with? And anything you're binging, any movie that you love, anything like that?
Power and BMF.
Yeah.
There we go.
Good choice.
That is
Power
a good one.
BMF.
Question number 4. If you're going to Vibez, what is your order?
Salmon bites.
Salmon bites.
You knew that one in 1 second.
Yep.
You're good at rapid fire.
Is there a drink named after you there?
Yep, the Dupree.
Did you get to design it?
Nah, I tasted it and told him it was good.
That's the only important thing, right? Yep, this is excellent. I put my name on it.
This is a staple. This is it.
And last one. If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Flying.
Yeah. Good one. Love it.
Yeah. Bang,
note to
bang,
end
bang, boom. That's the end of Rapid Fire. And that is the end to another awesome Falcons in Focus podcast presented by Ticketmaster. Please do what you do. Rate, review, subscribe to the Atlanta Falcons podcast network. And if you're ever in Macon, stop by Vibez. Why don't you? I think Tori and I should.
We're gonna make a trip out there.
Like, can we get like an employee discount or something?
Yeah, I got you. You get
friends and family?
we'll give you the friends and family discount. You ain't gotta pay, man. We'll make sure, man. Appreciate y'all for having me, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
To have
So
the opportunity
fun.
to sit with y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Discuss life.
Yeah, and that's my favorite part about this podcast. You really kind of get to know these players that
Right.
you see go out and play every single Sunday.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
the funnest part about it. And Bud, thank you, Alvin.
Bud
Dupree.
Dupree.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us. And everybody else will have another great guest coming up next week. See ya.